Hey, this is Joe for BrandKamp Video once again, talking to Chuck Mefford. Chuck, how you doing today?
Doing great, Joe. Thanks for asking. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. First of all, how are you holding up during these trying times?
It's more how my clients are holding up. I'm doing fine. I think the theme is there's an Eagles song called "In a New York Minute," but we keep getting a New York Minute happening all the time. It keeps
Right.
changing. So, until we kind of get to this crest and see the light at the end of the tunnel and make sure it's not a train, I think we'll be a lot better.
Well, Chuck, we're here doing the BrandKamp videos to help small business owners and medium-sized business owners with a little bit of advice to get them through this. So first of all, Chuck, talk to me about your books and really what should people know from your first three books?
There's a long-term approach and a short-term approach, and most people are probably frustrated and wasted a lot of money trying to do a few things in 13-week increments and not having much success, and then going on and trying something else. So, number one, very consistent through all the books, and I think most of the best ROI type plans, return on investment, it's always long-term. You begin with the end in mind, aka Stephen Covey, and you say, here's what I want to do for the year. Here's my blueprint. We call it bricks and mortar, how I'm going to communicate to my people over the course of time. And you might have sales laid in there, events, etc. But it's a long-term plan. And you plug it in and then you go on and do something else and you let the plan cook. Most people don't have that because they don't know their differentiating idea, their difference maker. They're not quite sure how to communicate, especially in times like now, is what tone do you use to communicate during tough times like this? And so frankly, right now during tough times and having uncertainty, it's probably worthless unless you're Walgreens and telling people a new way to shop, or that we'll come to the curb to drop off food on these short-term product, food and entertainment type product cycle items. Hopefully you're already talking about, but long-term, it's a whole different ball game. And the sooner people get back to normal and can start getting out again, and I think things are going to change dramatically. And the key then is, are you communicating in a long-term way? Are you not just branding, but bonding with your clients, building stronger relationships? So when things do come back, you're not with a big pack. You've already got a head start. You've been talking to them. And when things come booming back, as they say they will in third or at least fourth quarter, you're at the front of the crowd, not just starting with everyone else screaming, buy me, at the back of the crowd.
So consistency, but also, and I think you talked about it, not focus so much on the brand, but the bond that you can connect with your customers.
I've been doing this for a while, and even in the last 20 years, Y2K, the world's coming to an end, and we had 9/11, and then when 2000, and all of my clients, and I've had them for a long time. My average client is about 14 years, which is pretty rare. But I can tell you, every one of my clients went through 2008 and before, and they didn't change. They just kept talking to clients. They maybe changed their tone a little bit, kept talking long term, but it was an incredible chance to gain market share, voice share, because all of a sudden all the competitors dry up. So it's you having this whole space to yourself. It's called share of voice, and you can make so many gains the same way Kellogg's did back in the Depression when they were saying, hey, here's what we can do for your breakfast cereal, and Post dried up. No one heard from Post. They doubled the market share of Post in that period, and for 100 years, it's still Kellogg's 30% market share, Post 16%. And that all happened back in the 20s when they doubled their ad budget when Post pulled back.
Learn from the past because it gives us answers for tomorrow. Chuck, thanks again. Stay safe, be well. This is Joe for BrandKamp Video.